The Isle of Lewis and Harris, the largest island in the Scotland's Outer Hebrides, is actually one landmass divided into two distinct regions. Lewis, located in the north, is known for its dramatic coastline, ancient landmarks like the Cavendish standing stones. In contrast, Harris in the south boasts stunning white sandy beaches, rugged mountains, and a rich tradition of weaving Harris tweed. I have already done a video on the Isle of Harris, which I'll put a link in the description below. Isle of Lewis has been on my places to visit list for so long now, as I'm sure it is for many who are interested in Neolithic and Bronze Age era. The Isle of Lewis is a beautiful island. It is also filled with so many of this era's monuments. There are reported to be around 15 stone circles and standing stones near Cavendish One that most people come here to visit, and the reason I am here. To finally see something I have watched so many other videos of, and that is Cavendish One standing stones. This is, perhaps, one of the most remarkable and enduring examples of megalithic architecture in Europe, constructed during the late Neolithic period, around 2900 to 2600 BC. These amazing stones make up a complex ceremonial site that has long attracted interest, though it seems less internationally renowned than Stonehenge. Cavendish is arguably as significant to understanding the culture and communal life of Neolithic people. This monument consists of a central stone circle of around 13 megaliths, with a taller central stone measuring approximately 4.8 metres in height. Radiating from this circle are 4 avenues or rows of stone, arranged in a cruciform pattern, a unique feature among British megalithic sites. The principal avenue, extended to the northeast, appears to frame the central axis of the complex. The precision in the arrangement suggests a sophisticated logic and awareness that is uncommon in early prehistoric Britain. One of the most compelling features is its alignment with the lunar and solar cycles. Researchers by scholars identified potential alignments with the solar standstill cycle, an 18.6-year event during which the moon rises and sets as its extreme northern and southern points in the horizon. Specifically, the northeast and southwest alignment of the main avenue has been proposed to correspond with the southernmost moonrise, possibly marking this rare celestial occurrence for ritual observations. There is growing consensus that the builders of this monument possessed at least rudimentary understanding. Such knowledge would have held significant value in Neolithic society. While definite evidence regarding the precise function of this monument remains elusive, its scale and construction suggest that it was a focal point for communal ritual activity. Excavations have revealed traces of domestic structures and ritual fires, suggesting that both ceremonial and everyday activities may have coexisted at the site. The inclusion of later Bronze Age burials within and near the circle further underscores the site's long-standing sacred status. It's an amazing place to visit, and when you think it's built by people who we are told are the first farmers, I would have thought it was likely served multiple roles, as places of ancestral veneration, celestial observations, and social gatherings. The emphasis on centrality and visibility, the stones are set on a natural ridge, enforces the idea that this monument was meant to be seen and experienced from afar, perhaps functioning as a monumental marker for a broader, ritualized landscape. Surrounding the main structures are several smaller satellite circles, individual standing stones, more referred to as the Calendish complex. These additional features support the interpretations of the Calendish not as an isolated monument, but part of a broader ritual landscape extending across the Lewis Plateau, indicating prolonged and complex ritual use. And this can be seen from Calendish too. A lot of the stone circles here have the name Calendish with a number after it. Calendish too is an intriguing stone circle dating back to the late Neolithic or Bronze Age era. The circle consists of several standing stones arranged in an oval shape, with some now fallen or missing. Though smaller and less intact than the famous neighbour, Calendish too is part of a broader ceremonial landscape that includes numerous megalithic sites scattered across the area. From here, you get an amazing view of Calendish 1, a true understanding of the monument standing out. From here you also get views of Calendish 3, but there are so many more, and I did not get chance to visit any of the others. But the Great Channel, before Caledonia, has. In fact, they have done an amazing documentary, which I'll put a link in the description below. Like many Neolithic monuments, its exact purpose remains uncertain, but it is thought to have been used for ritual gathering, possibly involving astronomical observation or seasonal ceremonies. The proximity and alignment of the Calendish stones suggests they were part of a complex and interconnection sacred landscape built by sophisticated prehistoric society. An area almost untouched compared to where I come from in Wiltshire, with so few of these monuments now stand. It has been amazing to finally visit here, an area I hope to return to one day. Local folklore surrounding Calendish speaks of petrified giants or druids who were turned to stone for refusing to convert to Christianity. But there is so much more to the Isle of Lewis. The Knights of the Isle of Lewis refer to some of the most iconic pieces in the collection known as the Lewis Chessmen. These medieval chess pieces were discovered in 1831 on the Isle of Lewis and are believed to have been carved in the 12th century, made primarily from walrus ivory and whale's teeth. These chessmen are remarkable for their expressive, almost comical features and detailed craftsmanship. The knights were particularly notable, depicted as solemn-faced warriors seated on stout horses, wearing helmets and carrying shields and swords. The design reflects the Norse influence of the time, as the Isle of Lewis was under Norwegian rule when the pieces were likely created. These chessmen were thought to have been part of the merchant's hoard, or intended for a wealthy Norse patron. Today, the majority of the Lewis chessmen are housed in the British Museum in London. You should also visit this broch, one of the best preserved Iron Age brochs in Scotland, thought to have been constructed around the 1st century AD. This ancient stone structure served both domestic and defensive purposes, and was likely used continuously into the later Iron Age. Its robust stone walls, some still standing nearly 9 metres high, enclosed a circular courtyard and featured a narrow entrance, a guard cell, and chambers including a spiral staircase built into the wall's thickness. Excavations have revealed evidence of hearths and pottery production, indicating everyday domestic life within its walls. The book also carries a legacy of later use. According to traditions, members of the Morris clan took refuge there in the 17th century after raiding cattle, only to be ousted by another clan, setting fire to the structure, partially collapsing it. Today, visitors can explore the remarkable intact book free of charge. The last place I got to visit is this restored Norse mill and kiln, which is a remarkable example of traditional rural industrial shaped by Norse influence, dating back over 1,000 years. This is small but historical significant site sits beside a gentle flowing stream in a remote moorland setting, where crofters once relied on natural resource to sustain their communities. The centrepiece is a horizontal watermill, often called clack mill, which is a unique design compared to virtual watermills, more common elsewhere. This type of mill, thought to have been introduced by Norse settlers, uses a horizontal mounted wheel turned directly by the flow of water, which in turn drives the grinding stone inside. The mill was primarily used to grind oats and barley, staple grains of local diet. Adjacent to the mill stands a stone kiln, designed specifically for drying the harvest grain before it could be milled. The kiln stone construction and internal fire grate allowed crofters to carefully control the drying processes. Both buildings were constructed using local stones and traditional methods, reflecting the resourcefulness of crofters' communities. The restoration of this site has preserved these structures and the machinery, allowing visitors to appreciate the working of pre-industrial food production. Informative panels along a short walk path explains the function of each of the mill and kiln. The site is open to the public year-round and free of charge. Visiting this Norse mill and kiln offers an opportunity to step back in time and understand the intimate relationship between the islanders, their environment, and the centuries-old technology that shaped daily life. Visiting the Isle of Lewis has been amazing, and seeing the Callanish stones was something else. There is so much more to see on the Isle of Lewis, so my recommendation is if you allow more than a couple of days. Thank you so much for coming along with me to this beautiful island, a place full of history and stunning landscapes. If you enjoyed this trip, please like the video and leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe for future videos. And if you'd like to support the channel and get some special perks, think about becoming a member. It really means a lot. And until the next time, stay safe.